Have you ever wondered what Allie was doing on the streets when Mari found her alone, sad, hungry? And have you ever wondered about Mari's backstory and how she ended up addicted to gear and a brothel owner? Well, I have the answers for you. So, my Wentworth buddy Phoebe, who is a very talented artist and is working on a Wentworth graphic novel, she left me a comment on one of my most recent YouTube videos, and then she sent me an Instagram message letting me know more. So basically, the reason why Allie was on the street is because she was kicked out of her home by her family. Why was she kicked out of her home? She was kicked out of her home for being gay. Terrible, terrible, terrible. This happens a lot in the world. There's so many people that, kids, teenagers that are thrown out of their homes, young adults that are thrown out of their homes because their family disagrees with their sexual orientation, which, I think is very sad. So that's the reason why Allie was alone, living on the streets, in need of help when Mari came offering her some food and scooped her up and, put her on to a life of prostitution and drug use.
You're hungry. You take that.
So as far as Mari is concerned, we never got any of Mari's backstory except for the fact that she was a brothel owner and what happened to Danny. You know what I'm saying? Him having been hit by Ruby, ending up in the hospital, brain dead, having to be taken off life support at the end of everything. That's all we really knew. And of course, we also knew about her relationship with Allie, how they were in love and together, even though there was a significant age gap between them. I don't know if you guys have noticed this about Wentworth, but Wentworth doesn't really give a shit about the inmates' ages or anyone's ages for that matter when they pair people together. This is off topic of the video, but I'm just gonna talk some shit real quick. We had Will Jackson and Meg, which for me, Meg looked a lot older than Will Jackson, which is fine because love is blind and age is just a number. But when it came to some of the relationships in Wentworth, it was like, yo, there are some huge ass age gaps here, like B. Smith and Ali Novak. For me, they looked more like mother and daughter. Reb Keen and Luke Kelly. Luke Kelly and fucking Marie Winter. So I don't want to sound like I'm judging these age gaps in these relationships. And to prove that I'm not judging, I also have been in relationships where there was a pretty large age gap. I was in a relationship with this guy who was 10 years older than me. I was in a relationship with this guy who was 8 years younger than me. And I was in a relationship with this bitch who was 11 years younger than me. So, it happens, and I'm not judging. I'm just noticing that this was a trend on Wentworth, that's all. So let's get back to Mari and her backstory. So Mari, what I found out from Phoebe, part of Mari's backstory is that she was SA'd as a child. And she ran away from her home, to live on the streets because I guess living on the streets was better than being subjected to the abuse that she was being subjected to as a child. So on the streets is where she began her life of, prostitution. And that's when she got addicted to the gear. And all of this happened at a very young age, about 12 to 13 years old. And so little by little, she worked her way up the ranks and became the brothel owner that we all met once she entered Wentworth. But how she worked her way up the ranks is unclear. It was never specified. So according to Phoebe's comment, Mari was basically trying to survive all her life, which is very sad to hear. So, I assume that Mari was like this privileged kid who probably came from money, you know what I'm saying, rebelled and ended up, a brothel owner. I don't know if she came from money or if she was poor. What I do know now, thanks to Phoebe, is that she fucking suffered terrible abuse as a child, ran away, lived on the streets. And can you imagine 12, 13 years old living on the streets, the type of things that you're going to learn, the type of shit that you're going to be exposed to, predators, you know what I'm saying, criminals, all types of things, drugs, which clearly she was exposed to as well. She learned from a very young age to use what she had to get what she wanted. And what she had was, her body. And she sold that in order to get what she needed in order to fucking survive on the streets of Australia. All right. So for me, this makes me understand Mari a little bit more. Why she's so tough. Why, she goes so hard in certain situations. Why she's ready to stand her ground and shows really no fear when it comes to confrontation. We saw it with Rita.
But see, to do that, I'd have to sneak up behind you like a coward. But no. I face my enemies front on.
We saw it with Costa. We saw it with fucking whoever the fuck it is that she ended up beefing with. She was not afraid of Lou. Even though she knew that Lou was a problem, she still was not afraid of her.
Because you fucking killed those people. Yeah, you made this happen. Fucking Red stats on you!
And it's because she had to be tough and fight from childhood. 12 years old, you're not even a teenager yet. And before your frontal lobe is fully developed, you're over here going through all types of different traumatic experiences. So it's quite interesting that Mari, instead of like getting hooked on the gear and becoming this like strung out woman of the night, she used everything she learned on the street, it seems to me, in order to be able to get to the position that she was. So for me, Mari, she was successful. To take such terrible events and turn it into something where now she's risen to the top and she's this brothel owner and people respect her. I'm sure that people also feared her. Like, if you look at how she was with Allie, and if you look at how she was with that girl that she befriended in Wentworth, can't remember the girl's name. I know it started with the letter T. She wasn't mean to that girl. The girl didn't look like she was afraid of her. The girl looked more like she was fucking hypnotized by every word that was coming out of Mari's mouth, So I feel like Mari treated her girls well. Listen, at the end of the day, if a woman wants to do what she wants to do with her body, it's her choice. You know what I'm saying? And people do different things for different reasons. I'm not here to judge these acts. You know what I'm saying? But if they're going to do this anyway, and Mari was able to offer them a place where they could all be, together, maybe doing these things in a safer environment. Who the fuck knows? If you ask Kaz Proctor, she'll probably tell you a different story. I thought this was all very, very interesting. And, now I see why Allie ended up falling for Mari the way that she did. Mari was like her savior. I feel like the relationship between Mari and Allie was probably not the healthiest in several different ways. Now we know that Allie was thrown away like trash into the streets by her family because she was gay. Here comes Mari, who scoops her up from the gutter, gives her this brand new life, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, introduces her to the gear. Which, people are going to do what they want to do. That was Mari being a bad influence. I don't know if Allie would have gone on to a life of using gear and selling herself in order to make a living. That was wrong of Mari. Did she really love her if she was willing to make her do these things? I don't know. But then again, did she make her do these things, or was this Allie's choice? How old was Allie when she met Mari? This is something that I would love to know. I tried my best to find out how old Allie was when she met Mari, but I just don't know. So we're going to use some context clues to try to figure this the fuck out. There's a flashback scene where Allie is playing with Mari's son. Danny looks like he's like no older than 10, maybe 11 years old. Allie looks young, but still, she looks like she's a lot older than Danny. When Mari sees Allie in the prison, she tells her, "My God, you look so much older."
God, you look so grown up. It's been a long time.
Allie, when she entered Wentworth, she was 22 years old, according to, the internet. I just feel like Allie was underage when Mari met her in the streets and took her in. So yeah, what do you guys think? Does knowing this about Mari's backstory make you feel any differently about her? Like, does it make you understand her better? As for me, yes, I do. I see now why it was so easy for Mari to just manipulate people using sex. You know what I'm saying? She did it to Will. She did it to Drago. She did it to Luke Kelly. Oh my goodness. Mari, that was her go-to. I'm going to get what I want by using what I have. When she was a brothel owner, she didn't have to be the one selling her body anymore. But once she found herself back in Wentworth, bang, there she was. Reverting back to what she knew how to do best, which was use her feminine wiles in order to get what the fuck she wanted. You know, shout out to Marie Winter for being such a complex and intriguing character in Wentworth. Even though I'm so mad at her for some of the things that she did on the show, I think I have finally come to terms with the fact that Marie Winter is a victim as well. Yes, everybody has the choice to do better or to continue the cycles of dysfunction, you know what I'm saying, which she clearly did. But at the same time, can you blame her? I don't know. Anyway, world, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about this and her backstory? Does it change anything for you, how you view her? Or, do you still love her? Do you hate her now? Or did you hate her before and you feel sympathy for her now? Whatever the fuck it is, let me know in the comments down below. And that's it. Thanks for watching.